What's happening? It's Adam Young, and you're watching SlasherPepper podcast.
Hey guys, SlasherPepper, and welcome to another interview. Today is with Adam Young from Don't Breathe 2. How are you doing?
Very well, bro. How are you?
Doing wonderful. I'm so glad to have you on the show, man. This is awesome.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me.
you're so welcome. And my first question was, do you have any new projects coming up?
Yeah, there's a couple that are in the pipeline. Just finished doing like a little short as well, which is exciting. But yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say. But yeah, there's things bubbling away, so it's nice.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely have to keep in touch with you then for the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. And then to go back to Don't Breathe 2, um, what was it like filming that movie, and how long were you on set?
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Like, especially at the time we were doing it. The pandemic had been going on for about 5 or 6 months by that point. We all flew out to Serbia. It actually got delayed by about 3 months. And then once we were there, it was great. We were all in a hotel together in our little bubble. And yeah, it was wicked. Long days. We had about 2 weeks prep and kind of rehearsals, reading the script, and then yeah, I think the first bit I actually shot was the bit coming down the stairs, looking for Phoenix, going into the wardrobe.
Yeah.
And watching it back, I'm like super tense, because it was like the first bit of filming we were doing, and we just kept doing it and doing it. Yeah, Rodo, the director, was painting the whole time, like he wanted it to be on the money. So yeah, it was great. And yeah, the whole kind of cliche thing of, it was one big family, but it was, we were out there for 3 months and we got to know each other really well. And the crew was amazing, everyone worked really hard. We
Awesome.
got it out there. We did it. I don't know how, but we did it.
Well, from my point of view, you guys did it fantastically. I love the movie, man.
Thanks,
And that's
dude.
not just
Cheers.
to not just to do some ass kissing here. That's generally because I loved it. Else I wouldn't have reached out to you.
Grand.
And what was it like filming your scene with Stephen Lang? Like, for example, the scene where he jumps out from behind you, like through the door.
Yeah. So that was the first time that I met him properly. I saw him at breakfast once in the hotel. And someone mentioned to me before that he kind of likes to keep himself by himself, keep him in his room, stay in that headspace. So I saw him that time at breakfast, and then the next time was him coming up to me on set being like, "You better be ready, boy," like. And I was scared. He made me feel really welcome, but that whole breaking of the glass, we only had 3 goes at that. So we had to get it right. We didn't have a lot of sugar glass, so yeah, I'm not really acting in that section. Like, yeah, he scared me, and he wasn't mucking around. Very soft, very gentle man, but at the same time, ready to do it.
Awesome. Um, and then what are some of your own favorite horror movies?
I knew you'd ask that. Um,
Of course.
favorite. You know what? I grew up with things like The Others, Nicole Kidman, and like The Ring, Saw, stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. I really like The Shining. Um, yeah, Shining's probably up there. Um, like Donnie Darko.
I haven't
Donnie
seen that one
Darko.
actually.
It's great. Jake Gyllenhaal is grand in that. Like, he's awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. The other ones are some great picks. Um, And if you ruled the world, what would it look like?
That's a good question. If I ruled the world, what would it look like? A lot more trees, a lot more land, like yurts, like people living in that kind of community, living off the land rather than building on top of things. Yeah, some sort of like green hub, I guess. Sustainable hub where everyone can live sustainably and yeah,
Sounds good to me.
eco-friendly world.
Perfect.
as best I can come up with.
Take charge already.
Mm.
And if you could change one characteristic about yourself, what would you change?
Okay. What would I change? I'd change a lot of things, man. I change a lot of things. I'm a bit of an overthinker. That helps in some aspects of my life,
Yeah.
like planning and preparation and stuff like that. Yeah, to think less and be in the moment, be more present, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, somehow I'm an overthinker, but I'm also very forgetful. So
Right.
you'd
Yeah.
think overthinking would kind of, set down the forgetting, but apparently not.
Yeah, I mean, people say that to me, where, oh, do you remember that time? And it's just like that whole kind of like time scale I really struggle with.
Oh yeah.
Like unless it's like a really defined moment, like
Yeah.
there's a real chapter in it. But yeah, I know what
That's
you mean.
that's something that definitely happened to me like only recently, I guess. Then again, I'm only 18 years on this planet, so maybe that's why. But it's also something I feel like with each year there are more moments where some old friend comes up to me and is like, "Oh, do you remember we were always joking about this thing?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then eventually maybe I'll remember it, but sometimes I like have no idea what they're talking about anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I was at a party recently and some guy came up to me, really nice dude. He was like, I've met you before. I was like, have you? And we both had that moment of being like, I think we've met. I'm not sure if we've met, but nice to see you anyway. One of those.
One of those random party moments.
Yeah, and it was only like 6 months ago, and it just went. I was like, I'm done. I'm finished. Can't remember.
Awesome. And do you have any advice for upcoming actors? I mean, you're very young and upcoming yourself, so.
Yeah. Advice. Don't take everything as gospel. Um, find what is true to you, I guess, and carry on watching the people that inspire you. Watch films, watch theatre, network, keep in contact with these people. It's different for everyone. Some people have it slightly easier at the start of their career, or they have a leg up from somebody, or some people don't have those opportunities to go to theatre school and study and all that. I think there's so many ways now that you can find your way into the industry. You've just got to try and stay on your path, but obviously listen to what people have got to say, and be willing to take that advice. But I think at the end of the day, if you're 100% focused on that end goal too much, it can paralyze you a little bit. Like, I want to get here, I want to be in this film, I want to work with this person. Small steps, I think. And yeah,
Patience.
listening is really important.
Awesome.
and watching, observing people. And if you like to tell a story, if you like to listen to stories, watch stories, then you're doing the right thing. That's the main thing. I think. I hope that answers your question.
Oh yeah, for sure. And who are some people that inspire you then?
Actors or people. I love Willem Dafoe.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, I really like Willem Dafoe. Who else? I like Fiona Shaw, Sally Hawkins, Mackenzie Crook. He's a. Are you aware of Mackenzie Crook?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
He was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
The one
Do you
with like
remember who he played?
the glass eye. I can't remember the name of his
Oh,
character.
yes, yes. I
The
know who
duet,
that is.
right?
Yeah.
With the bowl cut.
Yes.
He does some just really cool stuff, man. And like
Isn't it like his
he,
name is like Pippin or something in the movie?
right.
I
He
think so.
he's I like what he's about, you know. Like he's a big nature freak like myself, and he made did a remake of a children's story, and brought it into the modern day. And the stuff he kind of writes, he does great comedies, and he does a bit of everything, but kind of low key as well. You know, he's not one of these people who are in the limelight the whole time. And then you look at the work they've done, and it's stacked.
Nice.
So yeah, those are a couple.
Awesome. Definitely Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, can't go wrong with those movies. Definitely something
Yeah, for sure.
I
The
used to
first
grow
one.
up with.
Yeah, I remember watching the first one, being like, "This is incredible,
I know, right? Yeah.
amazing."
And then final question, if your life was a movie, how would you want it to end?
Hmm. I was gonna say like everyone like clapping or something. I don't know. Um,
The curtains closing.
yeah, something fear related. That's awful answer. How would I want it to end? Being with my family and friends, and letting people down there on earth know that it's all right up here. Or I'm not going on like a religious tangent, but just being like, yeah, it's all good, like, you know. And people saying that you did a good job, you know, you left a mark, or you inspired somebody, or, you know, left an impression, a good impression on somebody.
Left a nice legacy.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think that's a perfect way to end the interview. Is there anything you would like to add to it?
Is that a Ramones t-shirt? You seen
Yeah.
it? Yeah, sick. Great.
Do you listen to them at all?
No, I don't actually. I don't.
Oh, right. Well, they're really cool.
How long have you been doing this for then, man?
Um, so I started YouTube when I was like, I guess it must have been when I was like 14 or something. Well, no, younger. It was 2014 when no, 2015. So I was 12 when I started. There you go. Um, but I started getting really into horror when I was around like 16. So I moved to this channel basically in like July 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2019, I did an interview with an author who's like a really good friend of mine still to this date, which is really cool. And he's actually become sort of a mentor to me, which is also really cool. And then I didn't really do any interviews afterwards because it was like, well, it's just a cool little thing I did, just one off, you know, like with this author of some Nightmare on Elm Street books, actually.
Right.
And then then eventually at some point I connected to some directors through like Facebook and like LinkedIn, and then I knew, you know, maybe I could interview them too. So I kind of proposed that, and eventually I was interviewing like Art the Clown from Terrifier and Tim Ritter, who did like some B movies in the 80s. and then I kind of just like to work my way up there, and at this point I've done interviews like the original Michael Myers actor, or like the
Right.
2018 Michael Myers actor. So I've done some pretty cool stuff, and it's definitely something I do for fun. I'm not making any money with it, so it's definitely like my little passion project. And it's one of
Yes.
those things where if you're having a conversation with me, sometimes I feel like it's kind of annoying, right? I try not to always talk about it because it's sort of, I don't know. To me, sometimes it's kind of braggy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though people are really interested in it and think it's really cool, somehow, like I guess maybe it's kind of an insecurity. I just don't want to come over like braggy or something,
Mm.
But it's definitely one of those things I can't shut up about because I love doing this so much.
Yeah, man, it's fun. Like, you're in your room, like you're in your own little domain there.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fun.
Yeah, and it's so cool to hear all these different answers.
Mm.
I also like the philosophical questions I just asked you. I ask those questions just because, sometimes there's some truly great wisdom from the answers that have been given to me on this show, and it's great to put that out there. But it's also
Mm.
great to put to use as to myself, to become, I guess, a better human being myself. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's been a great journey, man. And actually, I think in the last week I also did an interview with Brandon Sexton III
My
and
guy.
Rocky Williams,
Oh, yeah.
your colleagues, I guess.
Yeah. Brendan he's the guy, man. Like he's
Oh,
the
he's
dude.
so great.
He's super low key. He'll kill me for saying that, but like he was like a father figure on that set for me.
All right.
Like he really took me under his wing, whether he likes it or not. He did that. And Rocky is like just a ball of muscle, energy, wisdom, charisma.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, he's he's someone else, and he's doing great as well. They're both doing really well, working, and I keep in contact with them. So it's nice. Like made some friends.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like uh after talking to Rocky, like afterwards, immediately I was just feeling so inspired and like energetic to do things for some reason, to like
right.
create stuff and just to grind like for the rest of the night. Eventually I went to sleep, of course, but somehow right after that interview I was like, I can't go to sleep. I just got to keep working. It was that inspirational.
He's got that. Like we would sit for a long time. Like me and Bobby as well, the guy that played Jared, um, Bobby Schofield. It was it was pretty much like me, Bobby, Brendan, and Rocky hanging out a lot of the time. Um, and yeah, I was the youngest, not by a lot, but I was the youngest, and I just felt really
How old are you
comfortable.
for like the viewers that don't know?
26,
Nice.
yeah, 27 in December, yeah.
Awesome.
Um, and yeah, there's something about, I think, we're all there. We all want to put 100% into making this project, and what with the movie before the first one, um, having such an impact and such a big following and great reviews and stuff like that, we felt like a duty to make it the best we could. But like that's only made possible by the people around you, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you feel comfortable talking to people in front of you and listening to people, um, it just makes your job a lot easier when you get onto set. So I'm glad we had those couple of weeks to just kind of hang out, really. Um, yeah, great guys, really great guys,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and that's great that you reached out and they were willing to do it.
Yeah, for sure. It was great having them. I think at this point, Don't Breathe 2 is probably I probably interviewed most actors from that interview or from that movie. Like three, so I'm not sure. Maybe like Tales from the Crypt. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that show. Maybe probably.
Rings a bell, yeah, rings a bell.
Yeah, that kind of, I interviewed a lot of people that worked on that show, but then again, it seems like almost everyone worked on that show back in the 90s.
Right.
So yeah, but
The go-to show.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, even it's crazy because on that show, like Arnold Schwarzenegger worked on that show, or people like what's his name? Oh, this is embarrassing. The guy that I'm thinking of Tom, like the guy that voiced Woody and is in like Castaway.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks. There you go. Jesus. Yeah, yeah. He even worked on that show. So it's so crazy and bizarre because it seems like such a niche little like B movie, but then as a TV show. But then these huge stars worked on it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like going back on one of your first questions, one of the projects that I'm working on at the moment, there's a lot of younger guys and slightly older guys as well, but a lot of people I know from watching them in the past, and kind of growing up with them. And yeah, they know certain people and they know Rocky and they know Bobby and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a small industry out there.
Oh yeah.
Can feel pretty big at times, but when you're in the middle of it, it's everyone kind of knows everyone, which is quite nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. Is there anything you would like to add to the interview?
Don't Breathe 2 is out on demand. Go check it out on Amazon Prime and a load of other platforms that I've forgotten. And
There's so much nowadays.
Yeah, it's like if you're not already, into the 8th season of Money Heist or whatever it is, go check out Don't Breathe 2. And yeah,
It's well worth your time.
Thanks to you for having me on.
You're so welcome, man. Thanks you so much for your time. Out. You're so welcome. And to everybody watching, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.